Hello, my name is Chris Cole, and in this video I will be speaking alongside my classmates Victoria Verville and Taylor Aldridge about the different legal issues that face the up-and-coming ride-sharing company Uber. We are fascinated with this company mainly because of the meteoric rise it has had over the past few years. Being close to a college as well as a metropolitan area, the need for taxi cabs and ride-sharing companies around UCF is very prevalent. What Uber brings to the table is a sure and safe way to get from point A to point B at a fairly low rate. The idea of Uber was created in Paris in 2009 when its co-founder, Travis Kalanick, was trying to hail a taxicab but was unsuccessful. He teamed up with Garrett Camp to formally create UberCab and was later launched in San Francisco in early 2010. By seamlessly connecting riders and drivers through a mobile phone app, Uber makes your city more accessible, which opens up more possibilities for their riders and more business for their drivers. From the founding in 2009 to the launches in hundreds of cities today, Uber's rapidly expanding global presence continues to bring people within reach of their cities. With the help of venture capitalists and angel funding, by 2014, Uber had received $1.5 billion from investors and today expands over 250 cities across 57 countries. But with this great success also comes some different legal issues that would be first priority on the agenda if we were the CEOs of this company.
One of Uber's biggest legal issues is with the Americans with Disabilities Act compliance. Uber does not offer cars that are handicapped accessible, so people in wheelchairs do not have the option to take Uber because there is no way for them to get in and store their wheelchair. Taxi services are not allowed to discriminate against people with wheelchairs after the ADA had a ruling. Since Uber is an optional service people use to make a little extra money, they do not have cars that have these capabilities in their own. Also, the drivers have no training on how to help those with disabilities. So a possibility to fix these problems is to have a training class for all of those who register to be drivers. They can learn safety tips and hold a certain level of conduct to prevent any accidents or lawsuits. The way I would fix the problem is by allowing, on the app, to have the option to say you are handicapped. At that point, someone with an accessible car will then be notified. Uber should pick one or more of the drivers in all the major areas that use Uber to set one or more of the cars up with the capabilities to take wheelchairs. Also, if the area has more disabled people geographically, then Uber should invest in more accessible cars than a non-populated area. I think Uber should have the incentive to help all of its drivers who want to become more accessible. They could offer an extra $50 to whomever comes to the class to become more knowledgeable about Uber and all the rules and regulations it must make for its customers.
Another legal issue facing Uber today involves legal battles with taxicab companies and other ride programs and the different regulations between the different companies. Though they all provide the same service, transporting a customer from one location to another, taxi companies are supposed to follow regulations set forth by the government, such as licensing fees, commercial insurance laws, and uniform rates, while Uber does not have to. Uber drivers use their own personal vehicles, so are only required to have a driver's license to drive customers around, while taxicab drivers are required to have a commercial driver's license. There have been stories of Uber drivers calling rival rideshare companies and renting cars, then canceling them, in order to boost Uber's availability by taking their competitors out of commission. There are also some reports that Uber is breaking the taxi and limousine commission rules by telling their drivers that they are forbidden to drive for other ride-sharing companies, but that is untrue. Uber has been using some unethical business tactics, like saying each driver is an independent contractor and is therefore 100% liable for what happens in their car, taking any blame away from the company. But with some more business and ethics training, some different regulations to equalize them with the taxicab companies, and a better scanning system to rule out unethical people, Uber will be a thriving company.
In order to solve these legal issues, we have come up with 3 solutions that will better our company both legally and monetarily. First order of business, we will look to employ more handicapped accessible cars and provide an increase in hourly rate for drivers that have those cars and will allow handicapped passengers the ability to use Uber. Next, we will look to provide more training for our drivers so that they can be better equipped to handle different situations and provide the best ride experience possible. Finally, an incentives program could be implemented to reward our drivers to attend an ethics training session to make sure there is limited issues with business and legal tactics.